Second, celebrating other people's success, really expanding one's heart, and it is really important. And I'll tell you one more thing. हमें लगता है हमारे दिल बड़े छोटे हैं as human beings, पर बड़े मजे की बात ये है कि our hearts are actually very big.
Hello everyone, this is me, Jyotika Bedi, your host, psychologist and founder of Happiness is Love. Welcome to our podcast called The Happy Cast. Today we are talking to amazing Sukriti. Hi Sukriti, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much, Jyotika, for having me.
Thank you for being so open, and I love the fact that we just connected and we felt we are the same tribe, we are the same vibe. It just
100%.
happened instantly. So for our audience, Sukriti is an artist. I believe the world belongs to creative people. That's why I'm very excited to have this conversation with her. She's driven by a mission which aligns with Happiness is Love, where she dedicates her projects and she calls them Doc of Happiness, for promoting and fostering more mental health, better. And I'm sure you and I can do so much work together that after this conversation, we have to have another conversation, because this is exactly what we do at Happiness is Love. Through creativity, she is spreading more meaning and fostering encouragement and positivity. So Sukriti, my first question to you is, today our podcast is focused on resilience. बड़ा heavy word लगता है resilience, and सिर्फ psychologist को ही समझ आएगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Please break it down in the most simplistic fashion for our audience. How do we develop resilience to navigate life's challenges according to you? And how do we maintain a positive outlook in life? Simple.
Wonderful. What a wonderful question. So I am no expert. I'm as a normal human being as anyone who's hearing this podcast. And as normal human beings, we all have various challenges in our lives. So resilience is very close to my heart, because as an artist, we face a lot of rejection all the time. है ना? एक तो self rejection है ना? Because we have our own filters. Before we present it to the world, first I have to go through my own filters. So feel very often artists feel dejected, which is why resilience is the key. Which is why resilience is the most important thing to become a great human being, to become a great artist, to become a person who can create value. So I feel without resilience, it is not possible to become happy. And I, in fact, will say that definition of happiness to me is not just smiling or not just being positive. वो सब तो है ही है. But other than that, a resilient person for me is also a happy person. A person who doesn't give up easily is a person who's a happy person. So that is what I feel. So resilience, I think, is a lot of courage in difficult times. And in fact, I've made an illustration, Jyotika, on this, and people who are listening to the podcast and may not be able to maybe visually see the illustration can go back to the Instagram page Doc of Happiness and look for that illustration. So courage comes in all sizes. Okay, right. This is one quote that I had read and I really loved it, and I actually visually made it. You know how we have sizes in our dresses, shirts, large, extra large, small, extra small. So I also think that courage comes in all sizes. It can be that small voice which tells me, very meek voice, which just tells me, don't give up, Sukriti. Even though I am feeling absolutely discouraged by my situation, by my reality, but there is a small voice which tells me, go take that one step. So that is courage. It can also be courage which is very, very, comes in abundance. For example, a situation in a family where something is going not according to you, okay, wherein you need to stand up and you need to fight it out with family members whom you resonate with, who you are going to live your life with, but you disagree with them, but you should have the courage to say the right thing. That time, abundance of courage can maybe, come in, where you speak your mind. So I think, and of course, so on and so forth, right? So medium, double XL, triple XL, or maybe triple X, I don't know, right? Whatever it is, I feel that courage comes in all sizes and we should embrace it in whatever way. And the best method is to go just look at that one step in front. That is the best way of courage. Sometimes, in fact, recently I made an illustration, Jyotika, where I felt that there are people in the world who are not getting sleep, and there are people in the world who can't get out of their bed. You know, and both the things need courage. You need courage to really take care of yourself and say, no, I am really going to try hard to sleep. Maybe I can skip coffee. Maybe I can do some meditation before I sleep. Maybe I can keep my phone outside my it. All of these steps, they require courage. You know, they don't require anything else. You need courage to love yourself.
Beautiful.
Yeah, even to get out of bed, even to brush your teeth. A lot of people are struggling doing that, especially the ones who are, going through depression, I would say,
Right.
clinically diagnosed or not. So unke liye bhi that little courage of getting up and going to the washroom and brushing your teeth and then saying, let me just get up from the bed. That is also a step of courage. So I think that is how I would answer that question.
So beautiful, so simple, and I love, because you're a creative person. I'm sure your illustration बहुत ही सुंदर होगा. It will resonate with everyone. And my takeaway from this is that yes, courage comes in different shapes and forms. Even if it's little, pat yourself on the back for taking that one step. You know, sometimes we're seeking that validation from others कि भैया मुझे कोई और दूसरा pat करेगा ना तब मैं courageous हो जाऊंगी. No, sometimes you have to just be that person. That is a part of self-love. I think the bravest act of self-love is having courage and pat yourself that I did it. And वो छोटी सी जो आवाज वो आती है that yes, Jyotika, you can move one step is good enough for that day.
Yeah.
It's a start. And I don't know whether you know, we had the biggest tragedy of our lives. My sister-in-law got murdered this December. She and her 18-year-old daughter were murdered. जैसे आप कह रहे हो कि courage आपको बड़ी चीजों के लिए नहीं चाहिए, छोटी-छोटी चीजों के लिए भी चाहिए. My only sister-in-law and her 18-year-old daughter were murdered by her husband.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I shared it on Instagram also, and I'm saying that when we talk about courage, one never thinks that you would go through an experience so tragic as like this. But then again, courage and resilience is what helps you plow through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for
and you're talking about happiness, Jyotika, looking at you right now, no one can really guess, that you've gone through that kind of a tragedy. And again, I would say, even in the times of suffering, it is not so much about being that, that I'm going through this suffering, then I cannot become a happy person. Even in those suffering, these moments of courage that you are still going ahead and doing this podcast, you're still going ahead and celebrating other people in your family, and also saluting your sister-in-law's life with however and whatever steps that you are taking. I think that is also an act of courage, because the truth of our life is death is a part, and tragedy is a part, and losing someone you really care about, you really love, is really
very hard.
Very, very hard, very harsh reality of life. So
yes.
I get it. Yes.
So आपका क्या मंत्र है? आप अपना resilience muscle कैसे grow करती हैं?
मेरा बड़ा एक अजीब सा मंत्र है. I don't know how many people will relate to it. बहुत ही weird है. So I find resilience in two things, and they're absolutely opposite. Okay.
Achha.
One thing is I go into my shell, wherein I really have to recoup myself. I have to spend some time, quality time with my own self, because I'm also a caregiver. I'm a mother. I'm taking care of, I have multiple responsibilities like every woman has. Okay. So I'm saying that सबका ध्यान रखते रखते कभी कभी मैं अपने आप को भूल जाती हूँ. So I have to consciously make sure that stealing 10-15 minutes in a day for me is actually enough, sometimes more actually, and sometimes really less, to fuel myself up. So in that particular time, I do what I like to do. I practice Buddhism, so I chant. I also like to meditate. I love to draw. I'm an artist, so I spend time drawing. I love to read non-fiction books, so I'll take out time to read that. So these are a few things that I do for myself. इसमें किसी का कोई it's got to do मतलब इसमें किसी और का फायदा नहीं हो रहा, सिर्फ मेरा हो रहा है, और मेरे को बहुत जरूरी टाइम चाहिए. सेकंड इसकी बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट है. The second thing that fuels my resilience is being with people. Okay, so talking to people, being out there, helping people, listening to people, um, being there for people. If not solving a problem, then just being gently being there,
All of
gently writing a message to a friend asking, hey, I'm just thinking about you, are you all right? Or just holding a hand of a friend who's going through something, reaching out to people. So I also teach. I am a visiting faculty in a college in Bombay. So talking to my students, really listening beyond lectures, taking out that time, talking to my colleagues is something again which again fuels my resilience, because when I encourage others, actually I'm encouraging my own self.
Right. Yes.
So encouragement is the most amazing thing. It's just like smile, it's like a boomerang. You throw it and it comes back right at you. So yeah, I mean, there's no loss. It's only profit, profit, profit. लेकिन थोड़ा सा टाइम अपने साथ भी स्पेंड करो और थोड़ा सा टाइम औरों के साथ स्पेंड करो. I think that is the way I build my resilience.
Are you an extroverted introvert?
Yes.
High five! That's why! My me time is my sacred time. Like, I need to replenish and repair and recharge, and everybody around me knows that this is non-negotiable. I need it. I'm depleting. My cup is empty.
Yeah.
So I love it. And tell us a little bit about your work. I mean, in terms of what all you're doing in your creative space.
I'm doing many things. I am a person who doesn't believe in doing one thing. And again, that is also breaking one norm, right?
Yes.
While we were growing up, you remember, Jyotika, everyone used to tell us, ek cheez pe focus karo, ek cheez pe, you should be an expert in one thing, don't try and do multiple things. And I really tried hard, doing that. But it turns out that I'm not made like that. I am somebody who thrives doing multiple things. I'm an artist in a way that I just don't draw. I also do many other things. My husband is a music composer, so I also I have a huge role to play in his YouTube channel, which is Our Music. So I do that.
Wow.
I work in an organization which works for the people's happiness at workplace, which is happiest places to work. So I am a creative director there.
Are you working with Raj and Namrita?
Yes.
Oh my God! I just did a podcast with Namrita.
Oh, how fantastic. Amazing.
I'm so happy to hear that. Wow. Yeah, okay.
I'm doing that. Then I also teach in various colleges because my background is from advertising. I'm a creative person. So I have been teaching now for almost more than 11 years.
Wow.
So third year students, now I'm teaching master students. So I love doing that. I love interacting with youth. It's beach mein maine break le liya. I thought I'm doing too many things. But Jyotika, it turns out that I can't, here in India, teaching is not something which is, paid. It's not a very well-paid job. But I'll tell you something, the kind of satisfaction I get in talking to young people, to understanding their point of view and opening my own mind, So I'm actually not teaching. I'll tell you a secret. I'm actually learning. I go to the college to learn and not to teach. And I'm not saying it because I want to be like a cool, cool guru or cool teacher. I genuinely believe that we can learn so much from Gen Z.
So true.
So जब मैंने break ले ली और मैं नहीं गई college because I was thinking it's too much. I was really missing that energy. So I am actually back now teaching masters. So that's what I do. I'm a freelance illustrator. I have done illustration for a couple of books, a couple of web series. I don't know if you watched. There's one series on Netflix that I did. So I did the illustrations for that. It's called Bombay Begums.
How awesome! Oh yes.
Yeah. So those
I'm writing my second book on self-love. Maybe you and I need to talk offline. You can do the book.
Let's do it.
One needs more self-love. So that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, there is a reason why we've connected, and Khushbu is the one who's connected us. So God bless you, Khushbu. We love you.
We love you.
And I did not know that you're a part of Raj and Namrita's team. I mean, I love what you guys are doing. More power to you. And that's what the world needs. I just read the latest survey you guys did. Fantastic. It's alarming.
Yeah.
So that's why I said there's so much synergy, so much to be done. My next question to you is, how do you, how do you think our expectations about ourselves, our lives, and our happiness, all of this, how does it shape our reality? Because, we sometimes have very unrealistic expectations of ourselves. We don't understand what happiness means to us. You and I are in the business, so हमें समझ आता है मोटा मोटा और simply समझ आता है. Is it possible that you can really achieve certain goals or acquire specific things just by understanding what true happiness means to you? If you can just simplify it for our audience, please.
Yeah. So I'll try my best to answer this one. So, you know how sometimes maybe I'm really looking forward to joining a new organization. Okay, I've resigned and now I'm looking for a new organization and I'm really like working hard towards it. I've made a resume. I've, done the manifestation part and praying towards it, however. And then it doesn't happen. I give 55 interviews, 55 of the interviews don't really it doesn't work. Maybe there is some reason to it, and then I keep cribbing. And then guess what? One day I get a call and then they say, okay, we love what you've done and you come and join us. So I'm thrilled. I feel, okay, I've done it. And then when I go there, 2 days, 3 days, honeymoon period, 1 month, 2 months, great. But later and then I say, hey, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I want. And then I start looking for another job, right? So similarly in relationships, similarly we are all in foods, even like everyday food is that's exactly what we're doing.
True.
The grass is always greener on the other side, so there is no end to our expectations. It's really important to have goals. I'm a person who has I believe in having lofty goals. It's really, really important, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that once I've achieved, that I've climbed that mountain cliff, now I will become happy, or, now I will be satisfied. Rather, the more I keep climbing the cliffs, the bigger cliffs I can see. And then I want to go to the other cliff than I want. So there's no end to it.
True. Beautiful.
Yeah. So I feel expectation को थोड़ा सा realistic भी करना चाहिए. Goal important है रखने, but at the same time not to associate happy. A lot of people feel happiness means. Yesterday I was talking to a young girl and she said, you've had so many problems in your life. What is the point? What is the point of becoming a doctor of happiness if you're going to, suffer so much? Doctor of happiness should be, or for example, you're such a happy person. You're spreading happiness. That's the mission of your life. And yet you have encountered such a big tragedy. So a question mark comes, kya fayda hai happy hone ka? These are things that are going to happen to everybody. See, but the thing is, we have a very weird concept of happiness. We think happiness means a life without suffering.
Yeah.
Which is unreal, which is a wrong expectation to start with. Even in relationships, having a romantic, a romantic relationship like a Bollywood couple, or having a kind of a perspective that, मेरी जो family होगी वो हम साथ हैं type की vibe की होगी, we all will agree on one thing, and it doesn't work like this. We all are individuals, we all have different choices, we will clash. Even if we are vibing at the same positive.
Very true.
Then also we can have clashes.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter whether we have clashes or not. The point is to keep moving forward.
Yes.
The point is clashes are going to come. The point is some expectations are going to be met and some are not going to be met.
Yes.
But how am I going to view this? Am I going to view this as end of, oh no, I'm no good, I'm never happy anywhere? Or am I going to say, hey, okay, this is one milestone I have achieved. Now I need to look forward to another. Let me move forward from here. So I really feel not to get stuck. I think that is one secret sauce, which is, not to get stuck in a moment. That's what I feel. Yes.
Wonderful. And also, like you said, pain to sabki life mein hai. Some form of pain is there. It could be relationship pain, health, whatever, financial. Suffering is again a choice. You can make friends with the pain, and pain is very powerful. It's transformative. How you manage it, how you deal with it, how you look at it is in your control.
Correct.
People say it's very easy for you to be happy. You come from a privileged home, you have 3 children, you have an amazing husband. I'm like, hello, I also struggle. I also have daily challenges. And for great happiness, you have to do a lot of self-work.
Yes.
Happiness is a mindset and it needs daily practice. मैं कोई दवाई नहीं खाती हूँ कि मैं suddenly happy हो जाती हूँ. काम करना है, मेहनत लगती है. So, again, there's so much resonance. My next question to you is, in what ways does the act of comparing ourselves to others, which is creating a lot of pain, how does that influence our self-worth, our personal growth, our mental health? And what can we do to change this aspect of jealousy and envy?
Yeah, it's a
ये
huge,
बहुत है.
बहुत ज्यादा है. और आई थिंक ये जब से सोशल मीडिया आया है, ये और बढ़ गया है.
बढ़ गया है, exactly.
बिकॉज सोशल मीडिया पे हम सिर्फ अच्छी अच्छी फोटोज देख रहे हैं सबकी, बट जो एक्चुअल में चल रहा है वो कोई बात नहीं कर रहा उसके बारे में. विच आई गेट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि अपने अगर दुख भरी फोटो भी कोई लगाएगा तो बोलेंगे अरे देखो दे आर सीकिंग अटेंशन. सो वो तो आप जो मर्जी कर लो, पीपल आर गोना टॉक अबाउट. But what I want to say is that I have also felt moments where I have compared my work with others.
Right.
I have compared my life with others. 100%. I'm equally victimized, about this. But I'll tell you how I rectified this point of view, this perspective. Okay, so I was feeling extremely jealous. Okay, about this is about 5-6 years back. Okay, I was feeling extremely jealous about some situation, and I was wondering what am I feeling. Firstly, I didn't know, Jyotika, that I was feeling jealous. Okay, I was just feeling whatever I was feeling, and I was dealing with it. Okay, I'm feeling very uncomfortable. What is this stupid feeling that I'm getting, and why am I feeling like this? Till I recognize that I am feeling jealous. So I think the number one step is self-acceptance, to say out loud to yourself, if not to anybody else, कि हाँ जी, I am feeling jealous. पहले तो accept कर लेना चाहिए ये कि I am feeling envious, I am feeling jealous. Second step is to really reflect, why am I feeling jealous? मैंने अभी कल ही एक बड़ा सुंदर सा कोट पढ़ा, पता नहीं किसका था. आई एम जस्ट गोना पैराफ्रेज इट. उसमें लिखा था, जेलेसी और एनवी जिन लोगों को होती है वो एक्चुअली इसलिए नहीं होती बिकॉज दे वांट टू बी इन दैट पोजीशन. जेलेसी और एनवी इसीलिए होती है कि यू फील समवेयर डीप डाउन दैट दैट पर्सन डजंट डिजर्व दिस. So I also got that, that when I sat with my jealousy, I looked at my emotions very closely, and I figured out that it's not so much about that I need all of this. Okay, it is more about how small am I to think that this person doesn't deserve happiness. What a small minded thought is this. And therein, when I transformed, saying that everybody around me, including me, deserves happiness. And if this person has achieved this happiness or this award or this recognition or whatever that I was feeling jealous of, I must not feel this in my heart that this person doesn't deserve it, because I am no one to say that. So I think it's really important. So I would say self-acceptance. Then second, celebrating other people's success, really expanding one's heart.
How amazing.
And it is really important. And I'll tell you one more thing. हमें लगता है हमारे दिल बड़े छोटे हैं as human beings, पर बड़े मजे की बात ये है कि our hearts are actually very big. अगर आप try करोगे ना, it has this elasticity. It is as vast as the sky and as deep as the ocean. This is what Buddhism has taught me. And I really believe it, because when I tried expanding my heart, embracing that person, I realized, wow, no, that person actually deserves it. I'm so happy for that person. There was like a button switch, like a switch. It just turned around. And then, of course, I came back on focusing on my own goals and seeing, can I take inspiration from this person? If this person has achieved this, can I also achieve this? For example, if I'm jealous of somebody having a great family, I'm just giving you an example. Okay?
Right.
Looking at their pictures, you're like, "Hey, yaar, meri family mein to aisa hai nahi." I think rather than focusing on that, why can't I become that person in the family who becomes the person who starts कि चलो डिनर पे चलते हैं, चलो ये एक्टिविटी इकट्ठे करते हैं, चलो लेट्स ऑर्गेनाइज समथिंग विच एवरीवन लाइक, चलो ऑल ऑफ अस लेट्स डू community cooking, let's do a potluck, let's do, why can't I be the instead of looking at other people's looking at the neighbor's money and nothing really helps, अगर तुम उसके पैसे गिनते रहोगे कुछ नहीं होगा. So इससे better है कि अपने goals पे focus करें. So I think the third step would be to focus on your own personal goals. Fourth step is a harsh one, difficult one, but I am also working on it. Please limit your social media because if that is the jad, if that is the root cause of your suffering, थोड़ा सा उसको limit करना जरूरी है. सारी चीजें हमें जानने की जरूरत नहीं है. We don't have to, and I think थोड़ा nosy भी हो जाता है. You don't have to really get into other people's life. It's okay if you don't know, it's fine. It's totally okay. So I think cutting off social media exposure is a big thing. And 4 points.
Love it. Very cut to cut. Brilliant. आपकी self love practice क्या है? I want to know because you come across as someone, and again self love because I'm writing this book and my TED talk was also about self love. हर problem का निचोड़, कोई भी relationship problem में अगर आप parent हैं, professional हैं, teacher हैं, educator, is not knowing how to love yourself, not knowing how to take care of yourself because हमें सिखाया नहीं गया है. We were shamed if we ever tried to assert boundaries earlier. No judgment on our parents, उनको पता ही नहीं था. So you can't, there's no point judging them or blaming them. We have the resources. We can be cycle breakers. So tell me your self-love journey. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Because you definitely seem like someone who's already embarked that journey and you love to learn. So please tell me a little bit about your practice.
Self-love.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm an expert on seeing this, but I am somebody who's very comfortable in my own skin. I have my own thought and I have learned to respect my own thought, my own feelings. First, I used to discard them and go with what others are saying. Go with what is the trend, है ना?
Right.
So I learned it the hard way. और ये actually ना artist की journey होती है. Artist या author या writer या कुछ भी creative नहीं बन सकते हो जब तक आप अपनी खुद की voice बाहर नहीं लाओगे. So हमारी जो training है as an artist वो यही रहती है that please bring out your own voice. Otherwise you will become somebody who's only copying other people's work.
Right.
You're inspired and consciously, subconsciously वो आएगा ही आएगा, So अपनी voice को निकालने के लिए it takes a lot of courage. It's also a lot of wisdom. कौन सी voice को आगे बढ़ाना है, कौन सी को पीछे रखना है, because voices भी बहुत सारी होती हैं.
Correct.
So which one am I going to choose? How am I going to talk to myself? Patience is something that is also a very important virtue. I feel in self-love. ज़्यादा अपने ऊपर, don't be so hard on yourself. Somebody had asked me this question. You do so many things, so many multiple things. Don't you get like नहीं करना है मुझे इतना कुछ, let me just focus on one thing, be good at one thing. And so when I reflected on that thing, I think the key to my self-love and all of that is also that whatever I'm doing. So for example, if I'm in this podcast now, Jyotika, I am with you 100%. I feel it. I'm not thinking about, oh, I have to give that submission. Oh, now at 5 o'clock, I have a meeting. I have to meet somebody. What is the Klavya doing outside? He has a class going on. खाने में क्या बनाना है? I'm with you. I'm with Jyotika. Jyotika is the most important thing in my life right now. So for these 30 minutes, Jyotika is the center of my life. So I think whenever I am teaching, I am 100% teaching. When I'm at office, I'm 100% at office. When I'm doing Doctor of Happiness, I'm doing her Doctor of Happiness 100%. When I'm doing our music, I'm doing our music 100%. When I'm a mother 100%. So I think, and it is difficult. I'm not saying it's easy. It's definitely not easy. But I think to live in the present is very important.
Yes. And I think your Buddhism, your practice really helps you stay present.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
No way I'm a completely changed human being. I've been practicing for more than 24 years. I'm a changed human being because of my practice, because
How
it has
amazing.
really given me so many anchors, how to deal, how to become more patient, how. And another point that I want to share, last point, what you were talking about, self love. I believe in happiness for oneself and happiness for others, and I feel it's equal. So a
Yes.
lot of things, what you said, सबका आंसर एक तो यही है, that I don't believe in my own self, I don't love myself enough, तो मेरे को इसीलिए सारी प्रॉब्लम्स वहां से शुरू होती हैं। एक और प्रॉब्लम भी है, I don't believe in the potential of the other person.
Yeah.
I believe in myself, मैं बहुत
हाँ, तो वो तो सेल्फिश हो गया ना, वो तो सेल्फ लव है ही।
सो सेल्फ लव और सेल्फिश के जो बीच का रास्ता है, वो हमें दो, एक्चुअली मुझे लगता है वी नीड बोथ. I need to love myself the way I love Jyotika. Can I say that? Can I say that the way I love myself, I love my colleagues. And love doesn't necessarily mean romantic love. It can mean respect.
Yeah.
It can mean that I love you as a human being. I respect you. I respect you as a woman. I respect you as a as a comrade who's also fighting for, happiness in her
Yes.
own unique way. So I think that is also a very important aspect, self-love and really believing in the potential of others.
100% I agree with you. Your self-love is incomplete till the time it doesn't include the love for others.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
tell me, why did... Sorry?
बिल्कुल सही बोला आपने.
हाँ जी. आपको क्यों लगता है कि हमारा वर्ल्ड इतना अनहैप्पी क्यों है? Like when I look around me and people tell me, oh, you're such a happy person, I feel to, and I look that, yeah, I'm not putting an act. I'm not trying. The days I don't feel happy, I just shut my work. I tell everybody that today I'm not upbeat. I'm not in the frame of mind. I cannot give my 100%. So I respect and value that. And believe me, others also respect and value when you come from a place of authenticity and happiness.
Correct.
So when I look around me, I'm like, yeah, like why are people so unhappy, Sukriti? What is your observation? क्यों है लोग इतने दुखी?
Yeah, दुखी इसलिए हैं because दुख है. Reality ये है कि there is lot of misery, lot of suffering. But the other aspect is कि ये misery और suffering किसने बनाई है? ये हमने ही बनाई है. We are the humans. We are building it.
Exactly.
I'm a person who believes in जो मेरे दिल में है वही बाहर है, जो मेरा अंदर चल रहा है वही बाहर चल रहा है. अगर if I am feeling jealous, हमने jealousy की बात की, so if I am feeling jealous inside, then that jealousy is also being created in the environment. I know it's a very philosophical way of looking at it, but I really believe it's the truth.
Yes.
So if you really want to see this world a peaceful place, you want to make the world a peaceful place, you really believe that nuclear wars should be stopped, you really believe that people should stop killing each other, then where do you start from? You start from here.
Yes.
You don't wait for नाराबाजी and वो सब ठीक है, वो अपनी जगह है, लेकिन हम किसी और को नहीं बदल सकते, ये भी जरूरी है समझना. हम सिर्फ अपने आप को बदल सकते हैं. The more I transform my heart towards other religions, towards other people who are different from me, the more I expand, the more I become authentic, the more I'm open. If I don't understand LGBT, am I open to the idea to speaking to somebody and saying out loud, मुझे नहीं पता है, मुझे please explain करो.
Very nice.
नहीं समझ में आता है, तो क्या मुझे explain कर सकते हो? Do I have the heart? या और I just, जो मुझे समझ में नहीं आता, I'll just shun it away and say, यार ये मुझे नहीं आता, तो ये गलत है. या ये मैं feel नहीं करती हूँ, इसलिए ये गलत है. We put people into boxes. So I think it all starts from here, from my heart, from myself, not from anywhere else. So as long as we really work on our own happiness, we will be able to have the ripple effect in the world.
Yes, and world transformation will start with self-transformation. Like you beautifully said, it starts with me, it starts with you. And ripple effect. One will lead another and another, and that's how the world will become a better place. In fact, I want to share with you my son who's in college. He very beautiful, LGBT की क्योंकि ये बात हो रही थी. So then again, हमारी generation में तो नहीं सिखाया गया था. So I wasn't so aware, but like you, I'm also very open to learning and I love to grow. And even my son says, you're honorary Gen Z. I'm sure आपके बच्चे भी आपको बोलते होंगे, आप honorary Gen Z हो. Already I can see it. So he asked me very interestingly कि मम्मा अगर आपको पता चले कि neighbor में कोई बच्चा है who's gay, आपका क्या reaction होगा? My first reaction was love is love. Come on, I would embrace it, and I believe in it. So there's no problem, whatever. He says, अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि मैं गे हूं, तो आपका रिएक्शन क्या होगा? So I paused for about 10 seconds. I was not expecting it.
Correct.
He immediately pointed out my hypocrisy to say, Mama, the same energy and enthusiasm is not coming. जो neighbor के लिए आ रहा है. And you're saying you stand for love. So it's a moment for reflection for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, our children are our biggest teachers.
Yeah.
And ये जो parental ego है, क्यों आती है? Because हमें लगता है बस it's one-sided कि बस मैं parent हूँ, मैं ही सिखाऊंगी. It's mutual learning, mutual growth. It's a kinship.
100%.
आपको spirituality practice करनी है, आप बच्चे कर लीजिए. They will mirror back who you are, what you do, how you do it.
And your truth will come out.
And your truth will come out. Bilkul.
So I have never been an animal person. Neither my husband. Okay, we were never dog lovers, cat lovers. Forget dog, cat. मतलब animal तक दूर तक किसी के घर ही नहीं जाते थे कि अपने डॉगी को बांध लो भाई हम आ रहे हैं. ठीक है. Eklavya is born into our family and he is from the very beginning he is an animal lover. Jyotika, he prayed for 2 years consistently. I've seen that child during COVID that I want to have a pet. And we were like, dude, नहीं होगा. हो ही नहीं सकता बेटा, हमें आता ही नहीं, हम नहीं कर सकते. And he said, कोई बात नहीं, I will pray to change your heart. This child did not ask us for anything. It was Christmas, it was his birthday. For 2 years, consistently praying, because we pray so much in the house. He said, when you pray and your prayers get answered, I am also praying. I am praying that I am able to change your heart. He did not, उस बच्चे ने कोई जिद नहीं की, कुछ नहीं किया. He just prayed every day before sleeping. Wow. And it melted my heart first. Then I spoke to my husband. He also had a change of heart. Then he turns around and he says, हम डॉग खरीदेंगे नहीं, हम डॉग अडॉप्ट करेंगे. तो मेरे को वैसे मैं तो रोने ही लगी ज्योतिका. मैंने बोला भाई पहले तो डॉग्स आई एम नॉट ओके विद, ऊपर से ही वांट्स टू अडॉप्ट अ स्ट्रीट डॉग. कहाँ से पैदा हुए हो तुम, you know. But the kindness that my son has taught me, and finally, of course, we adopted Tintin, and he is such an integral part of our family now. And both of us, I have learned to love dogs. Because of my son, I have been able to, both me and my husband. अब हम टिंटिन के मुंह में उंगलियां डाल के कुछ भी उसको दवाई खिला सकते हैं, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, जहां हम इतने स्कैर्ड थे, you know. So हमें लगता है कि हम spiritually बड़े awakened हो गए हैं, या मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि, you know, because I practiced for so many years, you know, I am very cool. But you are absolutely right. My child taught me how to love an animal. And I'm okay with all dogs now, which is so amazing.
Amazing. Wonderful. I love it. Please give him a kiss from me. I love animals. I love dogs. मेरे घर में बहुत हैं. And yeah, I think we birth our children for a spiritual reason. They come to help us be our better selves.
Yes.
It's been a magical conversation with you. I don't want it to end. I'm respectful of timing. But seriously, there is so much resonance. I feel I'm talking to my twin. Wow. I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. I love that you use so many gestures. You know, I'm known to use, and I thought I'm the only one. But when I talk to you, I'm just like, I love your language, the way you express, the authenticity. Stay blessed. World needs your flame. Thank you so much. Lots and lots of love to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for doing what you're doing. It is not easy because I am in the same space, so I know it is not easy. But I promise you, this is the right path. I promise you that it's a very long and very painful journey, but it is the right journey. It is the right path. So let's really walk towards it.
And together we are strongest. Together we will win.
Yes.
Love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.